They're called Anytime Fitness, but I tell you what, anytime I go there, they're closed. Introducing, it's the Comments Club! Whew, I'm out of breath. So,
I loved that. That was really good energy.
why am I lightheaded?
Welcome to my world.
So, as you viewers out there who should be watching on YouTube,
Hello.
and if you're there, hit the subscribe button. Well, for our special viewers, the ones that have been out there doing their due diligence, they're liking, they're subscribing, but the main thing that they are doing is they're starting to comment, and I really like seeing it.
Yay! I'm super proud of you guys. I am.
So, I can't remember where I was, what I was doing, but I was just thinking, I think it was when your sister commented, and I was like, you know what? I think there needs to be a way to give back to the commenters.
Yes.
So the only way I thought...
Shout out to you, Alexis.
Yes. And the only way that I could think of how to give back is to put their names on a wall. And by wall, I mean a whiteboard.
Right.
In our basement.
Mm-hmm. Bring it on home, baby.
Yes. So I'm going to turn this. And this is a really heavy whiteboard.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
So I'm going to read the names real quick just so we can shout them out. They might not even be listening anymore. But you know what? You commented at one point, and so we're naming them. We're reading them off. So should we turn it all the way around? Maybe you can help me out. Man, this thing's heavy.
I'll let you read them.
Okay. I'd like to hear your voice a couple times. The first one is the comment club. Now that it's turned around and you can't see it for the YouTube people.
Should we hold it up here and you just kind of look back?
It's heavy. We got
that is super heavy.
GHHBJIJXG901. Thanks for the comment.
Thank you.
Brad Bano.
Thank you.
Madeline Glidewell 11. Wait, no, those are L's. Madeline Glidewell 4355.
We love you.
I messed up on my own last name. Tyler Grant Fit, not to be confused with another Tyler05 comment.
Nice.
I was expecting a
thank you.
Let's speed through these. Ryan.McNulty, Kaylee Javier, 7893, JD and KC, Ryan 5000, Trace, Nova.
Thank you.
Aaron Torres, Dash, not to be confused with Ladashia, JX4IJ. Then we got RDub20. I think that's Rob from work. Joseph Glidewell, Mama. And then we have Ann Young, 85.
Ann Young.
I think
she's like
she might be our first
our
full-fledged
number
one fan.
Yeah.
Our number 85 fan.
There you go, Ann.
She commented back. She said she's 40, not to be confused.
Okay.
That's the year she was born.
Well, I figured we were just being silly.
Yeah. And last but not least, Alexis Weatherspoon 7793. Oh, and Ronald Weatherspoon
Really?
commented.
What did he say?
It was back with the Dr. Gerald.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
What?
I think it was technically your mom. But anyways, that is the comment club.
Thanks, Mom.
I think we'll kind of add to it. Yes. So if you guys want to comment, you'll see yourself on the board. And maybe what I'll do is I will take a photo of it since it's hard to see, and I'll overlay it over our video.
Yes.
Maybe just kind of at the beginning or at the end when we talk about subscribing.
I think we should do a giveaway for our 100th comment.
That's a lot of work for me to count.
Or no, 100th subscriber.
100th subscriber. Top of the tongue.
Teeth and the lips.
Teeth and the lips. We were doing singing and talking exercises before, and that was one of them. Well, when we get to our top of the 100th, we will do some sort of
Giveaway.
We might even just give away our love and our
Our
gratitude.
love and our gratitude.
Yes.
I don't remember the melody I did last time.
So babe, we also might start calling this episode the new episode. There's a lot of news.
There's a lot of news.
Lots of news. A lot of news.
A lot of news. Watch out.
A lot
now.
of things in the news.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were about to say nudes, and I was like, what?
I have a new job.
Yay!
It was a long time coming. I had been knocking doors for 7 years ago. I was knocking doors selling solar for about 4 years, predominantly in California, but also sometimes in Texas, and most recently in the Kansas City metro area. I've noticed that people around here call it the Kansas City Metro. They don't just call it Kansas City. It's Kansas City Metro.
Really?
I think it's like the circle, the big circle of Kansas City. All the cities they call Kansas City Metro. Well, I'm working now at Tesla, and I'm very excited about it. It's been very fun. I'm enjoying it so much. But the very first day, it was like the end of the quarter, and it was nuts over there. They were selling cars. It was unbelievable. It was a lot of fun. But with every new job, there are perks. And with this one, I was given the perk of driving a Cybertruck home. And they said, you know what? Take it home. Have some fun with it. We want our salespeople to kind of get familiar with the vehicles, which is cool. And I have a Tesla Model 3 long-range dual motor. So one thing that I have noticed, especially any car person, but specifically, I really struggle with that word.
It's okay.
Specifically, Tesla owners really love to give you the full name. I am a 2023 Model Y dual motor long range all-wheel drive auto beta detected full self-drive FSD, and like they will.
And do they like snort laugh after that?
And I have
geeks?
I have the acceleration boost.
Okay.
It's great.
All right, buddy.
I've just noticed that, and I do it too because I've just started to because I work there. Like when I'm describing, what vehicle I have.
Is it something in the Tesla? Am I saying it wrong?
You always ask me that, and I don't say it.
Tesla.
No, say
Tesla or Tesla. Is it a z or a s?
Tesla. I think I say it kind of in between.
Because my sister's like correcting me every time I say it.
How does she say it?
Tesla.
You said it that time like a lisp. Tesla.
Is it half of the tongue, the teeth, and the lip?
Is it Tesla? Tesla. Or Tesla.
Well, she always corrects me. She's like, it's Tesla. I was like, because I say Tesla.
Not to be confused with Twizzlers.
Right. I used to love those, and they're so gross now.
I like them.
It's wax. It's plastic.
Yeah, the ones that are the most bizarre of them all in the family of Tesla. No, I can't even say it. Twizzlers.
Yeah.
I'm eating Teslas. Is the red vines.
Those can stop making those.
They're very bizarre, but
so
every
gross.
once in a while, I just crave them.
There's never a time where I want a licorice.
You can't even think
red
of
licorice. What's the name? What's the red one?
Tesla. Wait,
because it sucks. Those suck. What are we talking about? Are we talking about cars or candy? Because I'm lost.
I'm legitimately confused, and I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Red vines, disgusting.
Red vines. I've got the red vine dual motor.
Yeah, no, those are gross.
So I get home at 8, 9 o'clock, and I pull up in the driveway, and neighbor's like, "What in the world? You got a Cybertruck?"
Yeah.
And Ember runs out, and she was in awe of this thing. She thought it was the coolest thing ever. So they have this mode on it that's called like disco or dance party or something. And this thing, it's got like, it's doing music. It's like,
it's almost like a full, you can almost have a full DJ'd concert.
The trunk is opening and closing like Hungry Hippo.
Lights.
The windows are going up and down.
I love the lights.
The lights are dancing. It's pretty cool, and the music's playing. She's in love with it. Next thing you know, trouble was brewing.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. The sun was going down.
Because this car is bringing too much attention.
Lots of attention's
good
happening.
and bad.
Good, the bad, the ugly, the in-betweens.
Yep.
We had a little nightmare neighbor moment.
Yep.
He came out running. Luckily, I was prepared. I brought home a Cybertruck. This thing's bulletproof, dent-proof. It can handle it all. So, a little pipsqueak you want to have at it, be my guest. You'll probably get hurt yourself.
Right.
He comes out, and you know what? I just said, well, so his mom came out with him.
Yeah.
She was like, you know, so-and-so just would love to sit in it. And I was like, I looked at him like, hey, kid, hop in. We're going for a spin.
And I'm sitting there with an attitude.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I was very quiet that ride. You didn't notice?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. You don't get the privileges of sitting in this car and doing all this stuff.
That's
when
true.
You've done property damage and you're a psychopath.
So yeah, he's done more since.
You're better than me, because I would have told her, "Ooh, I'm so sorry." Given the fact that your son has destroyed my backyard, and I would have went down the list of the things that he did. Mm-hmm. Shattered a glass for all the children to step in.
So and so, no alcohol in the demo vehicle, please.
Since you just love smashing alcohol bottles. But you're better than me. I would have been very, very petty in that moment.
So yeah. Next thing you know, I'm in a truck with the nightmare neighbor. Luckily, it's got surveillance. It's got cameras everywhere. It's keeping an eye on him. It gave me a few warning signs. Typically, it's for people outside the vehicle.
Right.
But next thing you know, this kid could just be pulling knives out. You never know. So we had fun, though. It was a good time. Yeah. It is kind of sad because I don't think he gets to experience a lot of like cool, bonding moments and stuff like that. So I was just like, you want to have some fun? And he was like, yeah. And so I just let this thing can go.
I was surprised.
0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds.
And for it to be so big and doing that.
It's unbelievable.
It feels like a roller coaster. Like this thing takes off.
It sits you back. And I had I had a moment of forgetting that you were pregnant, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe we should do a little 0 to 20 in 6 seconds."
Your baby would like for you to stop.
Yeah, and I was like,
it was just making me like,
yeah. So, anyways, we had a good time with the nightmare neighbor. So yeah, it was cool. It was one of the first interactions I had with him that wasn't a nightmare.
I feel like that would have been a good moment to just lock the door. They just hear a loud lock and it says, all right, let's get down to business. All right. What's up?
What is going on with your child?
And when are you going to say something?
And where did it all, did you notice that he was like correcting his mom? Like, hey, quiet down. We're having fun.
And this is where I wanted to jump out of my seat. Because as a mom, I wish my kids would... See, I was him correcting his mom and having her be quiet so he can enjoy his moment. I would have been like, I gave you life. I can take that right back.
If you remember a couple episodes ago, he had a whip. So she's probably whipped.
He whipped her into shape, didn't he?
Well, anyways, we had a great time with that. But another big announcement. We Got a home. So we've had quite the last week.
Yeah.
New job, getting a new home. So from your point of view, it'll probably look as if we never have left.
Right.
Our studio will probably look about the same. There might be some minor tweaks.
There definitely will be tweaks.
Some tweaks.
I just can't, when you're renting, you don't want to overdo things that might become an issue, but
yep,
there
exactly.
Will be tweaks.
So this is an unfinished basement, and we have like $3 Walmart blankets nailed to the wood beams in the basement.
Fancy.
It feels like it feels like we are in a cave, and we are now growing legs, and we are evolving into a human and getting out of the cave.
Yeah.
And we will have a home. And do you want to tell us a little a little bit about it and your perspective of the whole process.
I didn't, this is my first time purchasing a home.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how difficult it was.
Yes.
I thought I like that one, and then that's kind of it.
You just knock on the door.
No, it's Hunger Games to get a house. Scary business. So I feel like the first couple of homes we went to look at.
Yep. Beep, beep, beep.
You stay on the low note. I stay high. That's how we harmonize.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'm just joking, baby.
So, my music teacher was correcting me.
Sorry.
So before you buy a home, you have to get pre-approved. We got the pre-approval process out of the way. I had been looking for a house the moment we stepped into this townhouse.
Really?
Yeah. I knew we were always going to move, get a big home, get a nice little venture off, and establish our family and our home.
I'm just such a simple gal. I was like, roof over the head, Netflix, chill, shower, food. We're living the life.
Which it's great.
But I'm glad you thought a little further, a little bit more grand for the group, because
I appreciate that you are very simple. that you have cheap taste buds.
Do I?
Yes, we have both agreed that we have cheap taste buds. We can eat anywhere and we will love it. Okay. Maybe we could have an episode that's pet peeves. One of my pet peeves is people that dog on just like fast food restaurants that, first off, I know you're eating at them. Second off, you're always going to go back. And third, they're good.
So good. Like the ones I hate on, how do you say the McDonald's? Is it McDonald's? McDonald's?
McDonald's. What is it with you and saying things? This like the slightest. Is it Aaron or Aaron?
L.A. McDonald's. Don't we say Mac? Maybe I got it from my Connecticut mama.
I say McDonald's.
We say Mac.
Oh, really?
Yeah, McDonald's.
I never noticed that. Well,
Taco Bell. I can't stand when people hate on Taco Bell.
When people hate on Taco Bell, hello, chalupas.
Hello, Mexican pizza. Oh. Extra tomatoes on the top
and extra cheese. With the hot sauce exactly how you order
it. Crispy. Come on.
Taco Bell is so good. I don't care what anybody says. Good. McDonald's is incredible. So the best good. Fries. McDonald's fries reign supreme over it all.
Now, could you ever do the I had a cousin, which sorry, we don't really talk that much anymore, but wow, this got really dark, didn't it?
You said had a cousin, like something
I have a cousin that we no longer speak. Let's just go there.
Okay.
Her and her boyfriend invited me over one time, and they looked at each other. They're both on the larger end. Okay. So they were like, do you want to do a double? They called it like a double something. I forget the name. But they would go to 2 different fast food places and like mix the food together.
A double date.
It was double trouble.
Date.
I couldn't believe it. Let's get the fries from over here and then this one from over there. And I was like, could you do that? Like,
this
could
sounds
you have
like you're describing our household. We, anytime we go out to eat or on the way home, it's like, okay, Brian wants Panda, you want Freddy's, I want Raising Cane's, and Ember wants McDonald's. So next thing you know, we are making 4 stops.
Don't overdo it. He's just picky. Me and you and Ember can pretty much go together.
I'll go anywhere, but
yeah.
Anyways, that's my pet peeve.
Could you do that? Like, you like the McDonald's fries? Could you have those fries with like a Wendy's sandwich, or would it throw your brain off?
I think the chemistry, they perfectly make the chemistry of different. It's kind of like the cane sauce would not be good on a McNugget. Oh. No.
Really?
It's got to be the McDonald's sorcery inside the...
That sweet and sour sauce just...
I think that's what makes each restaurant unique, is they've perfectly curated their sauces to that brand of restaurant, and it's scientifically proven. Beep, 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 beep. Back to buying a home.
Sorry, guys.
Woo! We ranted. We got off the path. We're getting back on the road. We're going to the house.
Okay, yes. Buying a house is extremely challenging.
Yeah, so shout out Peter, our realtor. That's another word that's hard to say and spell. Realtor. Anyways.
Honestly, I was glad he was our realtor because he was so brutally honest sometimes.
He was a realtor.
That's where my simpleness was really affecting my vision of what we were looking at.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, this is great. And you're like,
yeah. I just stepped, my foot just went through the floorboards of the kitchen, and she's like, we'll take it.
This house was massive. Okay. And I said, if we just, you know, paint it a little bit. And
so we went to, I think,
4
homes. And I told Peter and you initially, I was like, hey, because I have bought a home in the past. And like, I've kind of like ventured off and kind of like maybe thought of buying a business with a friend. So I'm a little bit familiar of like what to see, what to look for, yada, yada. And so I told Peter, hey, we're probably going to be very, very strict on going to see one, but the ones we do physically walk on, we'll be very serious about. Because like, I don't want to be like, oh, look at these pictures. Maybe we could go look at it and like I feel like you can kind of get a pretty good sense of the house from the photos. Some of them are deceiving, but if it doesn't, if I'm not sold on it.
The one that we got?
No.
Oh, yes.
I'm just saying in general.
In general, what is that?
Sometimes, okay, so
Scam.
I think the first house we went to, the one with the 2 floors, right? Beautiful neighborhood, right?
Yes.
So,
oh, yes.
When we went to this first home,
yes,
it was like a foreshadowing. I arrived. We were like, "Wow, this is the most."
That was
stunning.
heartbreaking. No, that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, we got there. We're like, we just sit in the car. We're like looking around, like, babe, this is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. This could be our house.
I said sold. As soon as we pulled up,
let's just make an offer.
I said sold. Haven't even been inside.
Let's just make an offer.
Just pulled up. I said in my head, I'm like, oh, okay,
that's us.
Guess I'm home.
I might as well take the for sale.
I was in my
out.
head. You know how ladies, you'll understand. I was like, has your life really come to this? Have you been this blessed?
So next thing you know, I'm walking up to the door, knocking on it. It's not even the right.
Oh, we're
oh no, we're talking to Gerald and his wife, who knows what, Patricia.
We were one street off.
And we were at the wrong home.
Talk about
literally one
punch.
street over.
How embarrassing.
I
walked up. I did a hair flip. I held your hand. We walked up to the front door.
Waving at the neighbors. Hi. Like, this could be us.
And they're like, who are these people?
I'm already parking in the driveway, not the curb.
We live here.
Yes.
I'm leaving a box and I'll be back with the other boxes.
Oh, yes.
That's how confident we were.
I left a wristband as a little keepsake. I'll be back for it.
Yeah, we'll be back.
So next thing you know, I went to lane instead of street.
Crazy.
And we make it beep, 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 literally back up, go around the corner. Hey, Peter.
I'm this as we're leaving, like
Peter,
hand on my forehead, covering my face.
And this is after I've given Peter the lowdown of like, hey, we're really serious. We're doing this and that. And I'm like hey, man, we're late and I went to the wrong home.
Yeah. Ghetto, we're late.
He's probably like, oh, my goodness. This is
because he's probably in his head like, if they went to that one street over, they're going to be so mad.
So we get to this house and not bad. Curb appeals, solid. Backyard is actually, matter of fact, the backyard looked like our nightmare neighbor had taken a golf club to it.
Yeah. It was a fixable situation, but the size was incredible.
But the moment the doors opened up, the pictures looked like each room was the size of a football field, but instead it was the size of a bathroom. Each room was this.
Yes.
I'm not exaggerating.
Tiny.
Every room was small. I'm in the basement.
I
I'm
felt like,
down.
for you, because you're so tall, I felt like you had to do a lot of ducking. It was weird
I'm
to
ducking.
me.
I felt like I'm in Willy Wonka.
The kitchen was just like
where they're going down the.
Yeah.
Remember Willy Wonka, the old one? They're walking down the doors, getting smaller. I thought I was in Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And anyways, now
you know another thing that, sorry to cut you off, another thing, because like I said, I've never purchased a home, went to go look at homes, anything. Just for backstory, I was born and raised in the same house, one house.
Wow.
In the valley of LA, Sherman Oaks.
One house.
Yeah. So I was not me with an attitude that other people are coming to see these places.
I forgot.
With their realtors. And I'm looking like, excuse you, how rude. I'm in here looking at things.
That is.
I didn't know that was normal. And I was like so thrown off. I was like, we got to go. This is awkward.
So for those who haven't purchased a home or walked one, you're walking around, you're like dreaming like, oh, this thing.
Oh, I'm going to put this here,
Next thing you know,
and somebody walks in.
Andy's in there with another couple and they're dreaming about their dream home.
And now we're sizing each other up. Oh, hi.
But
get out of my house.
I just leaned over and I was like, hey, you guys can have this one.
Yeah, it's fine.
We were just kind of
like, I was this close to being like, take your shoes off in my house.
Yeah.
They got kids running around. I don't like that. This is my home. They shouldn't do that. It should be, this is my time. And that's it.
They're talking about, So next thing you know, I just tell Peter like, hey, we wasted your time on this one. Sorry, we're out of here. And so we left.
The pictures, though, it's not our fault. The pictures looked incredible.
The pictures painted 1,000 words, and when we got there, it was one sentence.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, I'm staying up till 2, 3 a.m. just going through Zillow. I'm changing the parameters. I'm doing lists. I'm doing map mode.
You hit that little heart at the bottom to see like what's new.
I'm liking things, and I'm finding some that I'm like, oh, this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
this could be ours.
Yep.
You start reading the description, and it's like, this is a model home, and it's not yet built.
I know, it's like AI.
Why
even put it up?
Why is this fakeness here?
And then it looks so gorgeous and amazing. And then you look at the square footage and you're like, how is this?
Yeah, it's an 8-bedroom, 400 square foot. And you're like, is it the backyard?
The ones that were getting me was 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom. I'm like, so are we all going to just choke each other for the
22
hot water?
bedrooms, half bath.
Right. I said, so you can only take a 10-second shower
the kitchen
or
sink,
what?
you pull it and hold it over your head.
Right. It's just so
crazy.
Zillow, you guys got to figure it out.
You just go out back and you kind of
actually we got a
put the bucket
outhouse.
over. We got a bucket.
We got the little outhouse.
We got a bucket and some soap.
You know, my mom when she was younger that's how she would have to go to the bathroom, like in a outhouse.
Wow.
I said, were you
That's how a lot of people back in the day did it.
I'm just like, okay, Harriet Tubman, how long was that? How far long back was that? Is that a thing? Is that really a thing?
That is crazy. That's wild.
She told me that.
They had a lot more reading back then.
I mean, you know how cold and scary that is?
About that, nowadays people sit on the toilet and they're on their phone. Back then,
out there, you're done. You're like, you're hearing
Did you see the news? I was on the toilet and I was reading it.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, you're hearing animals at this point.
Nuts. So, that's how I kind of felt after walking through that house. I'm getting claustrophobia in it. We leave.
I feel like you bumped your head at one point.
Probably. There was, I don't know how I remember this, but probably 20 years ago, there was a Geico commercial that was talking about like, in a world where the house was built too small.
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yeah, I do.
And it was the funniest commercial. And this guy's like,
he's just like in the house. That's how you felt. Yeah.
I can't cook.
Yeah.
That's how I felt in the house. So next thing you know, we tour a second one. It was the black boxed looking one. It looked like Monster House.
Monster House,
cartoon.
yes.
And curb appeal, 8-ish out of 10.
Yeah,
but on the way in, I was like,
When we went down, I was like, okay, I can see how this can be doable.
Yeah. Going up the street, leaving, okay.
No, I mean down into the basement.
Oh.
I was fine with that.
Okay, so we go into this house. Initial point of view, 10 out of 10. This could be our home.
Yep.
This is our home. Nobody else is walking it.
Is that a problem that every house we went into, we're like, oh, well, this is our home, so great. Is that normal?
No.
Oh, okay.
So we're walking about. Everything's really checking out. We go to the basement. This looks good. We're picturing everything. The studio's here. The guest room's there. Well, then we started making our way upstairs. And by upstairs, I mean 3 stairs.
I was going to say about 3 to 4 stairs. They should.
And
that got me so upset.
All 3 bedrooms are within, you could whisper.
I feel like you can reach your hand outside the door and all hold hands and we can all
you could lock your door in all other bedrooms standing in one place. And they were also very small, but the house was not made for us, and so we left.
Right.
But we were kind of torn because we were like, we're so close.
We're so close because the area, I think that's what bothered me about the first two. The location was perfect. You know, a lot of people want to live in that area, whatever, but.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm adjusting.
So we left that one, but we were kind of like, all right, we're getting some traction. We're getting some momentum.
Right.
I think I can. We're moving on up. So we regroup. You know, we're up again, just 2-3 a.m. just looking at Zillow. I'm looking at Zillow during work. You know, my wife's. I got 18. I have 18 homes sent to me. Peter's emailing me another 30, and I'm just overwhelmed.
You're like, no.
So I was almost down and out. Come home and you're just like, just relax. We can maybe take a break.
Yeah.
Take a little beat on it.
I said, what's for us will be for us.
Yes. And I feel like there was another home. Oh, okay. So the big day arrived. We woke up that morning not knowing it was a big day. But it turned out to be a huge day.
It was a huge day.
So I go to work and I think you sent me one, Peter sent me one or whatever. And I'm checking them out. I'm like, okay. In the bathroom at work, like, all right, cool. All right.
I think what happened was I sent you two and you're like, oh, Peter just sent me that one.
Yep.
And then I said, okay, well, here's another one.
So I'm contacting Peter. I'm like, lock it in. Let's go. Because there was 2 homes that I felt like were going to be the ones for sure, but they were gone before we could even look at them. So now that I have this new job, very thankful for it, but it can make going to see a house a little tricky.
Right.
So I send out the flare. Peter, line up these 2 homes. So the moment I get off work at 7, this is on a Thursday night. Brian's at his basketball event. Don't know if we've talked about that, but we can touch on another episode.
Yes.
So we go to this first house, and as we're pulling up, in my head, I'm like, man,
really?
We're back to square one.
See, I guess we weren't communicating that well in it. I guess you're not supposed to be in there like, whoa, this sucks, out loud. I get that part, but you didn't give on off of anything that was bothering you or anything like that.
So from my understanding and what I think is a good practice is when you walk a home, because there could be cameras, there could be other people walking it, don't tip your hand. It's like a game of what's it called? That's a casino.
I'm not
poker.
Poker,
it's like a game of poker. Keep your poker face. Don't go in there acting like it's yours. Don't act like you don't. Just poker face. So me and Peter, and this house was a zoo. There was 47 different realtors and couples there. We were parking 4 miles away.
Yeah.
And so we get there, and the moment I lay eyes on it, I'm like, this is a wreck.
Really? It was so big. I think that's what made me excited.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, this is enough space. We have a baby coming. Like, I'm thinking that.
To me, it was just a big mess.
That backyard was ginormous.
So me and Peter, we kind of pivot to the side of the home. Haven't even went in. Within 12 seconds, I'm already telling Peter, bro, I'm sorry. I felt like I said that to Peter so many times. I'm just like,
sorry, Peter.
Like, do you think we could just go to the second one already? Because it was like a 7 p.m. first one, 7:45 second one. I was like, do you think we could just buzz over there right now? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, we're here. Let's just walk it. This place was an absolute dump. It looked like might as well have been if you painted it black and white, it'd be the Addams Family house.
Yeah.
The backyard.
I think before it was renters before they were selling it. So renters, for some reason, you guys just say it's not mine. So you guys just start. What do you just throw things around and just take a bat to every?
That is not my job.
That is not. I don't care. I thought it was weird that the wood from the entryway just switched from the kitchen, and there's like gaping holes in between.
Yeah, every room
floor.
had different shades of wood.
Right.
And I don't think it was a style choice.
It's like, what is under this floor?
What's happening? One of the rooms looked like our neighbor got a hold of it. And so, I'm talking to Peter, and he's like, yeah, this is probably $100,000 worth of work you'd need to do. And I was like, whew, yeah, all right, let's pack up shop.
Here I am, la-da-dee-da. This is great. This is great. We just gotta fix this up and dust this off, because simple, me, I'm like, At this point,
I'm like, that is not dust, honey. Those are splinters.
you're like, oh, and those are bugs.
So we go. The backyard was ginormous. You could have fit 9 Arrowhead stadiums in the backyard.
Huge.
It was very big.
Yeah.
And Lauren said, "Look at all the flowers," which are dandelions for those in the Midwest and probably almost everywhere else in the world.
I will stand by that. You cannot tell me that. That does not look like a flower.
I appreciate that. You have the joy and the spirit of a child, and you thought it was.
And then it blooms into something you can blow. That's how cute.
So funny. So yeah, I had to educate her on, those are actually weeds, and they will completely take over your yard.
They're pretty.
Anyways, so it was fun. Ember was there with us. That one, she was just having a good time, just kind of running around.
She's like me. She'll say yes to anything. Yeah, this is it. Ooh.
Yeah, and no joke, we were. That's kind of how it was in the house. I'm bumping into things. We were weaving past other couples, like, all right, sorry, yeah.
You know, you like hit a corner and you run into someone. It was kind of awkward.
They needed those circular mirrors around the house so I could see around the corners. So we leave there, and by this time it's like,
oh, we're defeated.
I don't know, 8:00, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, if this next house is not our house, I'm fine with just living in our current house for the rest of my life.
We were defeated. We were pretty defeated after that.
So as we drive over, I'm kind of giving the little pep talk. All right, so this would be our drive to our house. Is this what you think?
We were like, yeah, okay.
Could you do this? There's the grocery store here. We got shopping here. It's really close to this. It's really close to that.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to, could you see yourself living here? Could you see yourself driving this road? I'm making everything dramatic.
We were done at that point.
Yep. I think Ember's asleep. We get there, and this home, you turn the corner, and again, I'm kind of like checking the address. Okay, I have the right address. Are we sure?
When we hit that corner, it was like, hallelujah, Jesus, thank you. It was insane. Like a Christmas street. That's the best way I can
Christmas Street. Miracle on Christmas Street.
Christmas Lane. Mm.
And so, yeah, absolutely beautiful. And I was like, Lauren, I don't think we belong over here.
I said, are you sure you got the right address?
So we park, and Peter's there, and like right away, I'm just like, I got some pep in my step.
I mean, the outside. What would you? Every house was so manicured.
10 out of 10.
Every
Location 10 out of 10.
Manicured.
Roof 2024. I did my homework. HVAC 2021. Everything's checking out. Windows are brand new. Backyard stunning. It's even got a basketball hoop. Already ready.
I said, what is the catch? We're going to open this door and something's going to shatter.
Bats are going to fly past us.
There's got to be something.
Another thing that was absolutely insane is so the seasons are changing here in the Kansas City area. We have surpassed our 9th winter, and there's a lot of purple trees around.
I've never seen a purple tree like that. Stunning. Even on the ground, those little, it's beautiful.
Yep. And I think on the drive over, Lauren was just like, what'd you say? If there's a purple tree in the backyard, I want the home, or something,
Something
like
that.
No. You said, whatever home we get, I have to have a purple tree.
I'll plant it if I have to,
I will
because
plant
they are so
Johnny
beautiful.
Appleseed style.
Oh, yeah.
Or I will steal one and shovel it and put it in our own yard.
Yep.
So we get there, we go to the backyard, and there's a purple tree right next to a basketball hoop, right next to the deck that I want to put a hot tub on.
It just
and
it just worked out.
It was unbelievable. The kitchen, everything, the dining room, the living room, the sitting room. We now have a sitting room.
A sitting room. I said, what is that?
I'm used to standing around. We have a sitting room.
And I think with our past, with the other houses, I think the fear was, the fear for me with the other houses, we always would walk in, living room's great, basement's great, but then we would kind of get up to that, go upstairs, and then we would be so disappointed.
It was like going on a date. It's like you're talking, everything's perfect, and then they're like, but I was in jail for 19 years. And you're like, oh, okay. I have to go to the bathroom.
I have to go give me a couple more of those. It's like
it was like, you're on a date,
and somebody's
and next
like,
thing you know, they're like, I have 2 toes.
yeah, or they're just like, accidentally did like a hit and run before. And,
Yeah.
you know, like on How I Met.
It was
Remember
like,
when she's like, I hit some guy and I just kept driving.
yeah, it was like going on a date, but buying a home is like going on a date, and they tell you that they can only eat frozen food.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we took a deep breath,
Mm-hmm.
and I just went up the stairs and I was like, Lord, please.
Well, and I think I was kind of like in the kitchen because I knew pretty much from the backyard I'm going to make an offer on this home.
Really?
So you and Ember were frolicking
not
up.
communicating. I was like, I don't know what's going on in your head at this point, because I'm sitting here thinking, this is too good to be true. Like, this house is really nice.
So you and Ember go frolicking upstairs, and I'm sitting in the kitchen with Peter, and I'm just like, okay, so I'm asking him this, I'm asking him that, and I'm just like, whoa, like I think this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go upstairs, and you're just like, babe, look at the bedroom.
The bedroom is the size of an apartment.
Yes. So I think, no joke, our bedroom is as big as our entire, like almost our entire current home. Besides our basement, unfinished basement, it is borderline the same size of our home.
You think so?
Currently, yes.
So if you're adding bathroom, closet, all that included, yeah.
There's a huge bedroom, and then attached to it is another room,
sitting room,
as big as our current room.
I'm like,
within the room.
What are these sitting rooms? I love it.
It's a room within a room.
I was shocked.
Yes. And yeah, big bathroom, all this. So anyways, we make an offer, and that night, yeah, we make an offer the moment we get out, and the realtor tells Peter, hey, since it's only been on the market for 1 day, we're going to do our showings tomorrow, and we're going to say, hey, by 7 p.m. tomorrow, everybody give their best offer. So I'm like, oh, great.
I know.
Back to square one. So go to work. I'm going to kind of try to speed this up a little bit. Go to work the next day, and I'm like, I don't think we're going to get it. Peter calls over, says, hey, where are we at on the leaderboard? And she's like, well, to be honest, there's quite a few that are ahead of you now. And I'm like, oh, great. So I'm like, I call you, and I'm like, how bad do you want this home, baby?
And I was like, don't put this on me, because you know me, I'm fine with where we're at.
Yeah. And so I think I was just kind of like, give me the word, and I got it. And you were just like, I really do like it. And
no.
You remember I was like, that's all I needed. And I just hang up.
Yeah, and then you just hang up, and I'm like, did I just send this crazy man off to do something crazy?
So
I felt so bad though, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of just blind faith that you have to have. Just doesn't even if you did offer or whatever, it's kind of like,
yeah, buying a home is weird because you're throwing out numbers and you're not allowed to know other people's. It's just a weird, you could go 100K over for no reason.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. So
yep.
Anyways, I'm kind of on the phone with Peter, back and forth. Hey, this, that, how much should we raise it? And I raise it, a decent amount. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way. And, fast forward, Peter and I, we were invited to go on a guy's weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like a...
Sorry. Makes my stomach feel horrible when I sneeze. I'm sorry, guys.
So, beep, 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 beep. Through all this, in the background, I had a guy's weekend planned, and we were going to Paola, Kansas. It was me, Peter, and 18 other guys.
Wow.
And we were just gonna. It was kind of like a church friends just hangout. It was somewhat what would you call it? Orchestrated. Put together.
Yeah.
Organized. It was somewhat organized. It wasn't just like, hey, show up and just hang out. There was a few people: Gunnar, Calvin, Josh, Jake that kind of like hit it up and kind of had it planned a little bit. It was like a full-fledged Olympic Games teams, player intros. Like there was a ton of effort that went into this weekend. Super fun. So anyways, before we get to that, Peter was going to be at that weekend. And I'm like, do you really think we're going to get this? And he was like, no, like, I don't know. We might have a good.
What? That's what he said.
He was kind of like, I mean, like, I'm confident that we're putting our best foot forward.
How scary.
But I don't know.
You must have been sick when he said
and
that.
So, and honestly. That's why, yeah. And so that's why I went like a tiny bit more than I wanted to, because I was like, knowing the back end of, if we don't get this, we're back to square one, and I'm up till 3 a.m. on Zillow, getting 1,800 texts from you and Peter during the day. That wasn't the only reason, but I was like, I don't want to go through all that again.
I didn't know it was stressing you out. I thought I was helping you out by sending you stuff because you're at work.
No, it was definitely helpful. It's tedious. And
I sent you this one.
Mm-hmm. You very much did.
So boop to you.
So, anyways, we get the call from this other realtor. Peter and I are out this weekend, and it was the first night of it. And I'm looking over at Peter like, oh no, because I'm talking with Brad, and we're just kind of hanging out. And I look over at Peter, and he's like doing a little dance, giving me like thumbs up, and I'm like, my stomach kind of like sunk. I'm like,
you saw him from far away, and they were telling him
about 8 feet.
I was saying, was it like, was he inside? Is what I'm saying.
He was out. We were all on a deck,
okay,
overlooking this beautiful lake. I look over, and Peter's doing this like happy dance. I'm like, I don't want to get too excited. And I'm like,
imagine he comes back and says something just so totally
the
random.
house sold.
No, or just something that has nothing to do with the house.
Oh, yeah, he's just like, we're pregnant again,
right?
Something. I'm just like, oh,
my daughter finally got.
Like, and by the way, they sold the house to someone
right.
else.
Oh, my daughter has been constipated, and she finally got it out. It's like, what?
Like, thanks, Pete. Appreciate it. So no, he's like, bro, dabs me up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no way.
He said, you got the house.
Yeah, and he's just like, he hugs me, and he's just like, go call your wife.
Because he knows.
Yeah.
Call her.
And I was just kind of like, yeah.
I'm going to go call my wife. So that was a great call. I was shocked.
Yeah. From your perspective, I called you, and then what did I say?
I couldn't really hear you at first. You were.
What did I say?
You said something about. All I heard was got it. You said stuff, but it was kind of like I couldn't really understand, and then you said something got it, and I was like,
I think I was just
you know me. I'm like, surely he's not saying what I think he's saying, because I thought there's no way. This house is so stunning. Mm-hmm. I'm like, there's no way. Mm-hmm. Like, God is so good.
It was 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, there is no way we're getting a call of good news at this time. No good news comes after 10. My mom always said that, and guess what, Mom? You were wrong.
You are wrong.
Good things do happen after 10.
A lot of good things happen after 10.
So, yeah, I think I called you, and I was just like, we got it.
I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked. I
was shocked. Peter was shocked. Everybody was shocked.
I'm like, you sure? Are they an older couple? Do you know anything about the people that live there?
I can't really remember.
I wonder who they are, because they kept their house so clean.
Very clean.
I mean, it's like almost not lived in.
Yes, it's so nice. So, the new episode, new job, new home, and new baby on the way.
New baby on the way.
Same as before, but new baby.
Yeah, right.
So I just wanted to touch on maybe the weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I haven't really told you anything about it. The fun thing about this podcast is sometimes when there's things that happen in our life and it's like really like fun to talk about, I'm just like, I'm going to save it for the podcast. So I go to this weekend and they do player intros. There's 20 guys, 4 teams of 5. Okay. And you, on arrival, you don't know what team you're on. They had a draft, and you send in a video for them to pick, what team you're going to be on, right? What a
cool thing.
Super fun. And the way you would put it is it was just 20 idiots having fun all weekend.
That's the best.
So the team I was on, there was a point system. Every game you could get first, second, third, or fourth.
Okay.
Determining first place is like, let's just say 5 points down to 0. Well, we are 3/4 of the way through the weekend, and my team has 0 points.
No way.
Not a single point.
What?
We did football. We did basically every sport you can imagine, even made up sports. We did them, and we had 0 points. There was no basketball. Like the funny thing is, and I told one of the guys there, I was like, the best sports I'm good at, basketball, pickleball, and football. We are not playing any of those.
You could throw a mean baseball too, I'm sure.
Yeah, but primarily like the sports I'm best at, we're not in participation. We did do football, but there's a lot of variables in that. So anyways, it was so funny. Like, the first game you play football, you lose. You're kind of just like, we'll get them next time.
Right.
No big deal. We got the whole weekend. When you're 4 sports in, and you got only about 3
it was
left,
looking pretty grim.
It was looking very grim to the point where when we were playing volleyball, we were just getting pounded by the other teams.
Dang.
And, when you first start, you're kind of like, all right, set it, spike it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're just kind of like, all right, points are just flowing to the other team.
Was there anyone there that was like my brother, like extremely competitive?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's like,
it's
calm down.
Yeah. And, the next thing you know, we're kind of just like, it's so ugly. We're not even arguing. We're just kind of like, just kind of like, let's just get this over with so we can just get some, Powerade and sit down on this lawn chair in 80-degree heat and get sunburned.
You guys had to take that L. That's so sad.
And we, in hindsight, it was hilarious. And, as the weekend went on, it kind of mellowed out. But there were times where it was kind of like, we suck.
Yeah, it was funny to see the guys at church that I could tell went because you guys were all sunburned.
Yeah.
I was like, you were at the weekend, weren't you? And of course, you come home and every girl, every wife, I'm sure, was like, did you talk about us?
That was a funny thing. So 20 of us were just hanging out and all that. And you're like, so did you talk about us? And I'm like, no.
I thought that was so shocking.
Like, why would we talk about our lives?
Because if I had a ladies' weekend, 18
that's
women.
all you would talk about.
We're talking about you guys.
To us, you would have thought none of us were married. We were just having fun.
Are you kidding me?
Being guys.
Nobody said anything.
We talked about our kids. Matter of fact, yeah, we barely.
That is terrible.
No, like we did maybe like here and there, but yeah, we were just guys having fun.
I would have thought it would have been, my wife and my wife.
So we did we woke up with a secret game where we had to relay race down to the lake and swim around the dock. Well, we lost one soldier that day, and he had to go to the emergency room and had surgery on, I don't know if his leg, his knee, his toe.
Is that the one in the video?
He was
that fell down?
Yeah.
The fact that he could stand up at all, that's crazy.
So one thing that was funny was, the weekend's concluding, and I go to the bathroom to grab my stuff, and his swimming trunks were an American flag, and they were hung up over the shower drying. I take a picture of it, send it to the group, and I'm like, the swimming trunks of our fallen soldier.
Poor guy. That
people
sucks.
Brad sending memes of like Marines, doing the salute, and people are playing like Marine, like the tap song, and it was just so funny. Another thing is, it's just a group full of idiots. We did this ping pong game, and someone has the bright idea. Before this, we all need to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
just play an honest game.
Just an honest game. We're just doing the pledge, bringing it back to grade school.
That is funny.
And I'll throw that video up. Just guys being stupid. I'm trying to think of some other real funny things. Oh, probably the funniest moment, and it might have just been because it was getting late. Do you ever have those moments where you just can't stop laughing?
Yeah, all the time.
So every game that you play, if you lost, there was a punishment, and you had to cook, clean, do something. Well, there was one.
You're on the losing team, so you must have had to do a lot.
We were basically the hired butlers of the entire week. So there was one of the last nights, I think, they were cooking brats, hamburgers, chicken. Hamburgers, I didn't get one because I was talking to Rustin.
What's a brat?
It's a brat is like a real thick hot dog.
Huh.
It's
not a link. So is it a link? Like a link?
I think. It's more. Think of more of a sausage. Real thick sausage. It's got a nice like bite to it. It'll almost like snap. It's a real big, real thick. So, anyways, we're talking, we're hanging out. The burgers are all gone. I'm like, all right, get a brat. Next thing you know, half the guys are eating brats, and I bite into this brat. This thing is like 98% raw, just raw as it'll get. And I'm like, oh my goodness, but I'm starving. This is like Did
they play a trick on you and you've been sitting here eating a raw?
Next thing you know, I'm talking to Nick and he's like, what's going on with your brat? And I look around and there's like 16 guys that all have half-eaten brats.
That are raw?
Just raw brats all across the campfire.
Nobody cooked them?
There's thing is that his name is Will. He's just having a jolly old time, just cooking on the grill.
He forgot
with his back turned. He's serving them out, and everyone's just not eating them. They were like so gross.
Why didn't realize he wasn't cooking them long enough?
No, and nobody was really speaking up to him, so we're all just sitting around, just not eating brats, all hungry.
Oh no!
And yeah, it was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing at it, and yeah, the other thing that was really funny about the weekend was probably 3 hours into the weekend, it was a 2-night affair. Mm-hmm. Within 3 hours of the weekend, all the water bottles were gone. Next thing you know, there's 20 grown men using a what's it called? The filtered water in a big jug. And
be honest. Did the bathroom get clogged at least once?
No problems at all. No.
All right.
It was but yeah, it was so much fun. I appreciate the invite from Jake and Gunner. I hope they do it again. It was a great time.
You guys should do it again.
Yeah. It was a good way to kind of like bond with the guys and just really just get away and relax and have some fun. What did you guys do while I was gone? I never really asked you.
It was our time to play and have fun.
Okay.
So we fast fooded it up.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm not cooking anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know when I got back and I opened
the trash,
there was like Subway, Popeyes cups, McDonald's.
No.
Okay, sorry, not Popeyes. There was Raising Cane's.
We had Cane's. So, but when
Little Caesars in the fridge.
So when we went to Cane's, that was just a stop off to get just like a drink. We didn't get like chicken. We didn't do any of that. I did get a bread. You can't go there and not get a Bob's Way, you know?
Mm-hmm. Bob it up.
Yeah, so we did that. Little Caesars was okay, so let me just go down the list. Oh, this is bad. What a mom, right? The
good thing is though, is you can just be like, I'm pregnant. Pregnancy craving.
Sure.
Everything's a pregnancy craving.
So Friday was Little Caesars.
Okay.
Saturday was...
I saw a Subway cup. That's somewhere Subway.
That was after school.
Oh, okay.
And only Brian got something. He said he's a picky eater, so we're trying to get him to eat. He ate a spicy Italian sandwich.
Wow. Okay.
I can't eat Subway because I'm pregnant. Amber's like, no. So he was the only one that got a sandwich.
Subway, Little Caesars.
It was Panda.
I wish I was here for it.
Panda. There were some noodles in there.
Yep.
I just said I'm not cooking. That's it. I'm not doing it. So we movied it up and ate fast food. But it was a great weekend, but I did miss you.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're gone, sometimes they try to hustle me and bicker a little too much. So I can't even fully enjoy it anyways because they're fighting.
Almost. It was like, because we weren't that far away. Mm-hmm. We were like 40 minutes away. I almost left the final night, but I was like, I don't want to kind of like skip out and not do the cleaning and stuff like that. So I didn't want to feel like I was leaving early.
Well, thank God you did, because I wanted to make sure all that stuff was put away.
Oh, I found some evidence. I'm glad you guys have fun. But yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we're excited about all of our new stuff. Did you want to add? Maybe we'll do it next time that we are adding. We're gonna add 4 new names to the list.
So, with every with every March Madness, there are play-in games. And Amy and I are a little bored. For those who haven't listened in the past episodes, we're trying to decide our boy or girl's name that is going to be born in August. And we had what's called March Mom and Dadness, and we were narrowing down girl names, boy names. We've got our final 4, but with every great tournament, there are secret surprises, and there may be some additional teams, aka names, that play to get into the tournament. Yes. And we might have to do a little refresh.
And I will say, I do still love all these names. I just kind of want to add 4 more just in case.
Just cause, who knows? Maybe the 4 that we add, maybe one of those 4 will be the one.
Yes.
And maybe these 4 it's a mystery. We don't know.
Ooh.
Are we adding extra names just to disqualify them? Or are the ones we adding, are they going to be the actual name? So
I'm excited
we'll
to
leave
just
that
finally
up to
be
you guys
done
to
with
decide.
it and pick the name, because there's a couple of custom things I want to get.
Yep. So probably next episode, we will revamp our March Madness. Maybe that'll be our trial run, and we'll do our official March Mom
And you guys,
Dadness.
we are open to suggestions. Put in the comments if you have a name. Put a boy and a girl name, and
Yes. And maybe we'll reveal sooner than later the gender, but we'll see. I'll leave that up to you.
No.
Okay. That
one we will.
Or when here, we will know.
Maybe you just bleep that out. Like once poops here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's terrible.
So I'm going to have to bleep that out because she said it. So we've done that before in the past, and I've had to edit it out. Well, anyways,
we're almost there.
Thank you guys. Like, comment, please subscribe. Those all do a lot for.
It's something quick and simple for you guys, but it means the world to us. So,
and it brings our numbers up.
Comment, like, subscribe. Give us boy or girl name suggestions, and we will see you
all right
next time. Bye.